The world is changing, but not in the way they told you it would. Behind the headlines, beyond the theater of global summits and press conferences, a new power is rising. Not with fanfare, but with focus. Not with weapons, but with will. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, once dismissed as an acronym of convenience, now stands as a coalition of consequence, and they are no longer asking for a seat at the table. They're building their own. For decades, the United States and its Western allies wrote the rules. The IMF, the World Bank, the petrodollar, all instruments of soft power masked as global stability. But stability for who? Power for who? Justice for who? As the West flooded the world with paper dollars and perpetual war, BRICS was watching and waiting. Now they're acting. Russia supplies the gas, Brazil owns the soil, India moves the labor, China builds the infrastructure, and Africa holds the minerals, the youth, the future. Together, they possess the ingredients for a new world order, one not centered in Washington, London, or Brussels, but stitched together across the global south. They are building banks that reject Western control, networks that bypass the SWIFT system, trade alliances that operate beyond NATO's reach, digital currencies backed by gold, oil, and real assets, not debt and delusion. This isn't just economic resistance, it's strategic rebellion, quiet, calculated, relentless. And yet the Western powers continue to sleepwalk, clinging to the myth of eternal dominance, sanctioning rivals into resilience, undermining allies into abandonment, policing the world into polarity. But the clock is ticking. Every summit held without BRICS is one step closer to irrelevance. Every war waged to maintain control only deepens global resentment, and every dollar printed is another crack in the illusion of unipolarity. The West believes it can contain the tide, that it can silence the storm, but storms do not negotiate, they consume. We are witnessing the slow dethroning of an empire, not by invasion, but by evolution, by collaboration, by the audacity of nations once colonized, now rising as architects of their own destiny. The war is not loud, it is quiet, subtle, but make no mistake, this is war, a war of systems, of visions, of futures. And in this silent battlefield, BRICS is no longer a whisper, it is a warning. Adapt or be replaced. Because the era of Western dominance isn't just ending, it's being erased. As the sun sets over Washington, D.C., once the pulsing heart of global power, a strange quiet overtakes the corridors of influence. The BRICS summit, held not in secret but in plain sight, projects its resolutions across the globe like seismic tremors. Oil now trades in yuan. Infrastructure rises in the global south with BRICS-backed steel. Silicon dreams once born in Silicon Valley are now assembled and owned in Shanghai, Bengaluru, and Sao Paulo. Former allies watch nervously, unsure which way to lean as sanctions lose their bite and dollar-backed promises fade like echoes in an empty chamber. And as the last G7 flag flutters uncertainly in the dusk, a chilling truth settles over the West. It wasn't war that ended their reign, it was irrelevance.